All right. Today, guys, I need it to be one, interactive. Two, I need you asking questions, telling me what you want for your brand, for stuff that relates to you. I can sit up here and talk about Catalyst all day long. I'm not doing that today. I will relate things to Catalyst and I'll relate situations to Catalyst that I know you guys saw. So if I know you saw it play out in real time, and saw my adjustments and saw why it worked, I'll reference it. But really, I want to talk about everyone else's brand, everything else going on with you guys, and how we can relate it to business growth, scaling, how you get a bigger impact with more concise movements, right? So how does your LOI look? How does your offers look in general? How do you present offers overall? How do you talk to buyers? What's your pitch? What do you even know what a buyer avatar is? Do you know what you want to be doing in 3 years with your business? How do you have core values established? Do you all these little things that you can constantly refer to that enable you to say, hey, this is who I am and this is why I'm different, right? Every single business needs something like this in some capacity, unless it's a faceless business, and at which that point you are relying solely on value and service provided, which is fine. But we're value service based, right? Our value is within the services. The services we provide is creative finance, negotiating, connections, excuse me, sorry, what have you. So, real quick, do you guys, number one, think it's important to build a brand as a wholesaler, or do you think it's just important to know? Do you think brand development is important for wholesaling? What's the value in it, Mike? I agree, Sergio. 100% agree with that. That's probably the biggest yes point to developing a brand, in my opinion. If you did a pros and cons list, that would be number one on the pros, in my opinion. Nail on the head, Ryan. Very good. Cool. Yeah, you have to have core values, right? Okay, so well, let's look at the cons, right? We know the pros. You guys, everyone knows the pros. You have a recognizable brand. You have a reputation. It brings in business. It heightens your chances of getting more deals. It brings in business. It's recognizable. It's a bigger thing than you. It makes you feel bigger. It makes it look more professional. It's marketable. It's a lot easier to market a brand than just a person. If you're just a deal maker, you're a deal maker. If you're an entity, a brand, you just come off. You know what I mean? You look more well put together. You can show that you're operating at a different level than just, hey, I'm Michael from Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? Organization, yep. You appear organized. Yep. Okay, cool. So let's flip it on its head a little bit here. What do you think is the most detrimental part of branding? What's the worst part of branding? What hurts? And this is something I see so many wholesalers do. Like, I'm sick of it. It's I won't give away too much. It's a very simple answer. Sergio, go ahead. Cost? No. No. You can brand yourself for free. If you go pay for like a branding kit or branding strategy, like PR specialist or something, then yeah, I mean, you could be faced with some issues, but misuse, you're getting there, yeah. Yeah, let's call it misuse. So, poor foundational structuring, right? Are you thinking about colors? Are you thinking about fonts? Are you thinking about what your logo looks like? Are you creating the right name? Or, you know what I mean? I said we'll briefly talk about it because we'll briefly talk about it today. I can't make all the decisions and I can't tell you what's right or wrong for your branding, right? But what we just said was a success point for most people was recognition, right? So if I build a brand that isn't easily recognized, isn't easily a standout, doesn't appear a certain way, that hurts my reputation. It hurts my brand. It hurts client desire to work with me. It affects everything. And there's so many good examples of really poor branding within the wholesale space. And I really think that's why Catalyst stands out in so many ways. When I talk to people and I show people my brand, I show them everything, it just stands out. Even with the shitty website that we had for the last 4 months, it still stood out because I was thinking about other things than just how it looks. I wanted functionality. I wanted ease of use. I want, you know what I mean? When I send a buy box submission form to somebody, it shouldn't take them 10 minutes to fill it out. There should be no more than one page and it should be concise, right? So these little bits and such, man, I'm gonna post this on YouTube, but I'm gonna have to take this section out because I don't want to call people out. But I'm sure a lot of you know Trent from TKO or whatever his name is. I don't want to talk about other companies either, but he is a perfect example of bad branding. I think he pays for views too. I don't know. He makes money in the space. He has his social medias. I don't like any of it at all. I think it's typical. I think it looks like everybody else's. But his submission forms is such a good example of bad branding. If you have a contract as a wholesaler, it's 17 pages to submit a deal. Are you under contract? Asks you like that like 6 times, has you submit your contract, doesn't pull anything out of it. Now I have to type in line by line what was in my contract. Now I have to sign something that says they get 70% of my assignment. Bad branding, step A through Z. A lot of these guru mastermind places, terrible websites with a timer on the front of it. Get in now, don't. This most typical .com era branding I've ever seen. You guys all know what I'm talking about too. I'm sure you do. Black text, yellow box, gray timer, red button that's flashing saying join now or die, join or die. All that shit, it's very typical. It's a very different portion of what we're talking about, what we're doing, but I'm showing you what I mean by bad marketing, bad branding, what have you. I'm sure that stuff does convert to some clicks, but it's not what you want. Really good branding. I'll give a shout out to Richard with Whole Man Wholesale. Amazing branding. Like dead on. Hold My Hand Wholesale. Recognizable name. Instantly. You're like, they're going to help me do it. Instant brand recognition. He's the face right on the screen. Very first button you press. Boom. Hi, I'm Richard. This is what we do. Phenomenal branding. His social media. Phenomenal marketing. Like terrific. And you get into their website. Looks great. Reels you in. Nice color palette. Inviting. Easy to use. Is it great technology? I don't know. I don't use it anymore. But appearance, great. Now we go down and talk about everyone else. So you guys all have been in communities. You see people with their logos, their brand, this, that, the other. They all look the same. I don't know if I've ever seen someone who's like, I've been like, oh, that stands out. They all look the same. They'll always be the same type of guy, same type of attitude, same type of conversation. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like who I'm talking about when I say that? Like I'm sure you thought of like 4 or 5 different people you see jumping around communities, posting stuff, and their logos all look the same. It's some gradient coloration. Probably has a house in it. Probably has a key logo, vector art key logo. Then they threw it into AI, told them to polish it and make it look cool. You guys know what I'm talking about? I'm just waiting for your response. You guys know? Can you guys think of examples of that? Is what I'm saying. No, no one can think of that. Guys, am I talking to myself here? Okay, moving on. Thanks for the interaction, guys. This is what I was talking about earlier. I need some interaction today. Anyway, so how do you think you should stand out in terms of imagery, brand, and your name? Wow, all right. Dude, there's like 3 people on our homepage that have been posting that have very similar to what I'm talking about. All right, go look at Wholesale Atlas's community. All right, we'll do it together. I will literally go on right now and pull up exactly what I'm talking about. All right, I already saw one. Well, here's a great one. I'm going to have to cut this from the YouTube just so you guys know, but they're just all the same. They're all the same. I got 2 right here. Let me find one more. And they're all posting the same shit. Same ChatGPT post, everything. They don't even get rid of the dashes in the ChatGPT. All wholesalers. Well, I appreciate the loyalty there, James. Look at this, right? San Francisco Bridge. Dude, it looks like vector art of the Golden State Warriors logo. I don't even know what that is, the land property one. I have no idea. It's like a leaf in a house with something behind it. No idea. And then you have some fancy software looking one that just is not recognizable, right? Are you guys all able to see those? Does that come off as like, I want to work with you? No, it doesn't. It does not. I see it and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get the same spiel. Just because so many wholesalers have something like that. I don't know what that is. I just screenshotted real quick. Yeah, it all looks super generic. So how do you stand out? How do you create something? So like with Catalyst, it was like, hey, we want to be global investments. Global. All right, so wait, think about that. You know what I mean? There's our theme. But firstly, I'm going to talk about our core values and the direction we want to go. So like innovation, impact, comfort, efficiency, like all of these things, we went and wrote down 100 words and then we dwindled it down to 25. And then we did a keep, combine, kill situation where, well, this word and this word basically mean the same thing. Combine them. Find a way to, dwindle your number or your words down to 3 core values, 4 or 5, what have you. Now you have your core values, and now you have the basis of your branding. So, where I think today what we can do is build a mock brand, and we can go through the whole process of, okay, I'm gonna select colors, I'm gonna select the font, I'm gonna select the logo, but it's all gonna start with the most important stuff, the meat and bones, your core values, your code of ethics, and what you're going to refer to every step of the way when you have an issue in your business or you're wanting to expand your business. How do we do it? All right, well, I should probably refer to my code of ethics, my personal morals, and my values. If I don't have pillars to grow on, I'm not going to grow, right? So let's kind of do something like that today. I think we all together make a fun brand that we would want to start our wholesaling business with. So firstly, let's work on core values, guys. Everyone drop a core value. Drop 3 different core values into the chat. I'll start my favorite of all. All right, so innovation's my pick. I think innovation's protect your people. That's not a core value. Integrity would be a core value. What are you protecting? Find a different way to word that. Authenticity, I love that. Security, Mike. Transparency, security. Help me out here. Guidance, reliability, community. Cool. Community can be kind of vague, Ryan. When I say community is core value, does that mean I give back? Am I a nonprofit? Am I a tight knit group? Am I only taking care of my circle? Try to deepen that one. Knowledge, okay. I love humble. Mike, I have a really good one for yours that you could branch into like 50 things. What I think you'll like this, Mike. For instead of protect your people, what about service? We serve others, we serve our community, we protect our people. It's all about how you explain it too and what it means to you. But looking out for your buyer and seller. So you could, I mean, that's fiduciary, right? You are doing what you can and what you are signing up to do at the best of your ability. And so I do like service for that. I like security too. I think security would be a good one for that. Empathy, I like empathy. It's hard to be empathetic all the time in our industry, though. You can, yes, but empathy can get in the way of deals. Sometimes you have to be a little hard nosed and bullheaded to get stuff done. Accountability, love accountability. Absolutely love accountability. All right. So, innovation, service, security, integrity, authenticity, knowledge, community, empathy, accountability. Okay. Any more you guys want to add? Dad, humble. Very cool. Any more? Last chance. Sergio, you got one for us? Just one, Sergio. Give us a word. Right now we have innovation, service, security, integrity, authenticity, knowledge, community, empathy, accountability, and humble. Ooh, I just thought of a really good one. This one will be a good combined word. Yeah, it is, Sergio. Care, love, hug. You got good English, man. Respect, honor. I like honor too. Actually, I really like honor. So, Ryan, empathy, community, Mike, protect your people, security, service, right? What about humility? I feel like that's a really good one. Yes. And does anyone else read it other than yeah? Yeah, I think humility is really good. Cool. All right, sweet. So let's keep combine kill here, right? Loyalty. All right, cool. Great, Sergio. Love it. Love it. Thank you. All right, keep combine kill. So we have innovation, service, security, integrity, authenticity, knowledge, community, empathy, accountability, humble, humility, honor, and loyalty. Right? I can read really fast, you guys. One for sure. What do you guys want to keep? What do you guys want to get rid of? What do you want to combine? So this is what you're going to do at any point in time when you're building your own brand. I mean, shit, someone can steal this and go run off with their own brand right now. What do we keep, you guys? Innovation, service, security, integrity, authenticity, knowledge, community, empathy, accountability, humble, humility, honor, loyalty. We're building a wholesaling and real estate business. I'm going to say for sure innovation, for sure. We have to be innovative to stay relevant. This day and age with technology, with creative finance, with outreach, everything. Marketing, branding, every single thing it requires innovation. I think innovation has to be one of our core values. I know it's one of mine. I know I heavily relate to innovation. So I think that, does anyone disagree that innovation needs to be one? Let's try to pick 3, you guys. You can do more if you want. I like 3 though for right now. All right, I picked one. Anyone else? Keep, combine, kill. What do you want to keep? Which one do you want to keep, guys? Here, I'll send that so you guys can see it. So we got innovation. That's a must. Absolute must. What else we got? Empathy. Do you want to do humility, empathy? What do you want to do you want to keep combining? Because we got a lot that are close to empathy as well. Or do you just want straight up empathy? What do you guys think? We're all building this together. It's not just one word and this is all of us. This is where you need to get your mind working and really thinking about everything going on. Does everyone agree with empathy straight up? Service, okay. Does everyone agree with empathy and service? Can you throw a thumbs up on it? I like empathy. Go with that. I like service too. I think service is phenomenal. Service relates to everything. I love it. Okay, cool. All right. So, real quick, does service kind of cover empathy? Do you think they're kind of similar? I kind of do too. Service, we're here to understand you, take care of you, protect you, show you loyalty, provide our best work, ease of use. You know what I mean? Does that kind of cover empathy a little bit? Coddling. All right, cool. So, we really like empathy, right? So within our description of our core value, we're going to emphasize empathy, right? So it's something that we know is being encumbered into service. So, well, I want it in there. You know what I mean? That's in there. That's part of service. You have to have empathy. You have to be able to understand other people's situations to serve them correctly. It's not just rifling through the job. It's, hey, we understand you as a buyer, as a seller, this, that, the other. Oh yeah, no, I got you. So we'll have emphasis on empathy within our service note in our core values. All right, so we need one more then, guys. So we have innovation, service, security, integrity, authenticity, knowledge, community, empathy, accountability, humble, humility, honor, and loyalty. I really like authenticity personally. I really like accountability. Yeah, Serge. I think I'm on accountability. But who are we keeping accountable? And if we're serving, aren't we already doing that? Like if our service, like we're keeping holding ourselves account. Who are we holding accountable? It's real estate. Like the law holds you accountable. Contracts hold you accountable. I like it to an extent. Actually, the more I think about it, I don't think it's a good core value right now for our brand, for us. I like authenticity. I like integrity as well. I think those are kind of hand in hand. All right, guys, give me a good one. Let's get moving on this. Doesn't matter. Right now, I want to get moving on it though. Yeah, same thing. Service really covers a lot too. Integrity, accountability, or honesty. Okay. I like integrity. What about you guys? Integrity. We innovate with integrity and with the goal of highest quality service to our clients. Integrity and service led innovation. I like integrity. Adds a good image on wholesaling, right? Wholesaling gets a bad rap. It's this, it's that, it's a scam, it's not. If we're leading with integrity, I think that's legit. Everyone else agree? We're good with integrity? All right, cool. Sweet. We got 3 core values. So those are our selected core values. You can have 5, you can have 6, you can have 10. I don't care. My business itself has 5, but let's go with that. So you're going to establish you already know what you're doing. Wholesale business, right? Creative finance, this, that, the other. You're going to tailor that after you get all this stuff. Then you're going to get your niche and your mission statement and all these other things. But you got to know your core values right away. And it's okay if they change. It's okay if you adjust some wording, whatever. So we have innovation, integrity, service with an emphasis on empathy. All right. So we have innovation, integrity, service with an emphasis on empathy. All right. So core values set. Those are our pillars. That's the basis of our foundation here. So innovation. This is just quick. We believe growth comes from constant improvement, staying adaptable, solving problems creatively, always looking for better ways to serve clients, streamlining operations, creating opportunities. We don't settle for how it's always been done. We're innovating and carving paths into a new area of our industry. Integrity, guys, I just threw this in ChatGPT, by the way. That's it. This sounds fucking awesome. We operate with honesty, transparency, and accountability in every interaction. Integrity means doing the right thing even when nobody is watching, honoring our word, and building trust through consistent actions instead of empty promises. This is our ChatGPT bot, the one you guys all have access to. I've trained it on this, by the way. We believe great business starts with understanding people. Service means listening first, communicating clearly, and treating clients, partners, and team members with empathy and respect. We aim to create solutions that genuinely help people while building long-term relationships, not just transactions. That sounds like a great pillar. Though those all sound very, very good. So we need a mission statement. We need something that you will refer. This is your mantra. This is your it's your gravestone. You know what I mean? Like this is your tombstone. This is what it says for your business. So let's see what ChatGPT gives us. Does anyone want to take a shot at right now to mission statement, or should we just have chat do it for us? Nobody wants to give it a shot. So what are we looking for in this, right? So we have our core values. Cool. Innovative, integrity, service. Awesome. Me, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, does it stand out? Does it stand out Does it really, really make sense? Does it make me want to tell people about it? If you hired somebody tomorrow, would they be excited to tell somebody about it? Would they be excited to show somebody about what we do, right? Here's a little mock up right here. Our mission is to build a real estate business rooted in innovation, integrity, and service. We strive to create opportunities through creative problem solving, honest communication, and people first solutions. By leading with empathy and operating with purpose, we aim to build lasting relationships, strengthen communities, and create value for every client, partner, and team member we work with. Doesn't say anything. Truthfully, like, reads great. Doesn't do anything for me, though. Does anyone else get that feeling? You guys want me to read it again? Did anyone else get that where I was like, it's what everybody says? Yes, no? Am I being harsh? Guys, quick answers so I can fly through this stuff with you and really get to the good stuff. All right, I'm just flying through. It doesn't sound unique. If someone read it, they would be like, all right, you sound like every other business I've ever talked to. Everybody wants that. Everyone wants to be integrity based, innovative, and treat people right. I want to be more unique. I want to come across as a can't miss solution. I want to differentiate my business from other businesses, and it all starts here with the core values we selected and a hard hitting mission statement. All right, so let's hear this. Tell me if you guys like this one better. We exist to redefine the standard of real estate problem solving through innovation, integrity, and empathy driven service. Our mission is to create solutions others miss, lead with transparency in an industry that often lacks it, and build opportunities that genuinely improve the lives of people we work with. We are committed to becoming the team clients trust when the situation is complex, the stakes are high, and results matter. And do you think that drives home our core values a little bit more? Like, you read it and you're like, all right, yeah, I fucking get it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Whereas the last one was like, I might as well have been reading a Hallmark card or something. Hits every point. All right, cool. Sweet. I like we exist to redefine. I like that. That could be our punchline. You know what I mean? So I'll throw this into our chat real quick. I definitely like that. Let me pull this up. All right, cool. See you later, Mike. Talk to you soon. All right. So, most important part, in my opinion, is what are you going to call it? What do we call it? What's the name of the brand? So, core values, integrity, innovation, service, mission statement, copy, paste. Okay. So, there's our, what do we call it? What direction do you want to go in? Easily recognizable, super unique. This is a trick question, by the way. Super unique. Something no one else has called. Do you want it to be super innovative? Do you want it to read well? Are you thinking about your website? Are you going to have a website? What's the important stuff here, right? So that's when you kind of have to dial it back a little bit and say, hey, what's our target? What's our goal? What's our impact that we're looking for? Am I going to be more word of mouth? Am I going to have a website? Am I going to have merch? Am I going to source my own leads and this is just an LLC that I'm using for liability purposes? What am I really thinking about here? For me personally, I'm wholesaling. I want my business generating leads for me when I'm asleep. So I need a website. I need a phone number for them to call. I need submission forms. I need a way to track my buy boxes. I need a website. So right away, my mind goes, I need to be easily and quickly recognized for what I do. So like Catalyst Global, all right, Catalyst Global Real Estate Network, it's like, okay, cool. You guys know exactly what I'm doing right away. It's a community. It's an investment area. It's a place you go for real estate, and could even hit it way more on nail on the head. I didn't want to box into Wholesale Atlas or like Wholesale Atlas and Whole Man Wholesale. I'm gonna have to cut this part too, but I didn't want to just be wholesaling. I want real estate professionals to be here. Real estate network. Could call it REN, Real Estate Network. I'm sure someone already has it. Stuff like that, where you're trying to find a name that really drives it home. And then also on top of that, think about how it looks on your email. Michael at da 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 dot com. Matt Cow Disease at da 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 dot com. Does the website sound good? Is it easy to spell? Is it easy to hear? Is it unique enough where people understand it right away the first time you hear it? Like, I have issues because I did Catalyst with an S, global.com. So when I tell people my email, I have to spell it out for them. It's probably the only thing I wish I fixed. And I still can, but now it's like fuck, I already have the branding done. I have everything done. It's something that I should have done. So curious what you guys think. Got that catalyst. So we're wholesaling and we want our website to be able to collect leads. We want it to be easily recognized. Our core values are innovation, integrity, and service. We're here to redefine the space. We're here to build opportunities that last. We're here to understand and serve our clients. What do you guys think we should name it? There's no right or wrong answer either, guys. That's fucking sick, Sergio. Genesis? That's dope as fuck. That is super sick. Dude, you can do so much branding with that. I love that. Okay, shortlist Genesis. That's absolutely on the list. Come on, guys. Let's think of some other stuff here. I love Genesis. I'll put that on the list. That's really fucking dope. Name ideas, Genesis. For someone who hardly knows English, Sergio, that's a pretty good name. I hope you know I'm joking. I know you know English. That was my point earlier, is that you knew words other than hi and can I buy your house for $140,000 under list price. Hey, I read the Bible. Amen, brother. Amen, brother. Genesis is sick. That's a really cool name. Stands out right away, easily recognizable. I'm sure there's a company already called Genesis. Or I know there is. I think I can think of one that's Genesys instead of SIS. Phil Collins. Come on, Ryan. Focus up. Oh, all right. Sure. Yes. Sorry. I was just like, dude, like, we're not naming our business Phil Collins. Come on, man. I love Genesis. I love the band. I love Phil Collins too. Flex Path. Kinda instantly my brain was like workout. I'm going to work out. It's like resistance bands or like some sort of like elliptical system or like Bowflex was where my brain went. Not easily recognizable right away. And Genesis honestly sounds like a software, so we would have to find a way to get into that space. Harding it or naming it is the hardest part. We need name ideas. They need to be unique. They need to provide a cutting edge. They have to be easily accessible. Alpha is way too common. Way too common. What about SolveX? SolveX. SOLVEX. All right. We want to be easily recognizable, cutting edge, and our values to be apparent. Let's see what this says. All right. We don't want to be scammy. We don't want to be generic. We don't want to be overly corporate. We don't want to be, we buy houses. It's so funny. It's like, dude, Catalyst. And yeah, Catalyst is great, but that's not what we need. This is for a workshop. Stop suggesting Catalyst. Frontline's cool. Vanguard, REI Haven. For a community, I'm here for it. If you're doing a community, sure. Otherwise, give or take on that one. Blueprint. Blueprint's pretty dope. I really like Blueprint, actually. What do you guys think about Blueprint? ROI Haven. I like ROI Haven. Return on investment. ROI Haven. All right. So far, our short list is I like Blueprint. I'm putting it in there. Blueprint, ROI, Haven, and Genesis help us. So I'm just using our AI bot, guys, just because I trained it on all the stuff. I gave it all of the info and everything that we use as brand development, which is why I kept saying Catalyst is great, because obviously all my materials say Catalyst. Blueprint, I gotta lean up. My back's starting to hurt. Genesis is sick, though. I really like Genesis. ROI Haven, I like a lot. Give us more ideas based on these. And finding the name is part of it, guys. There's going to be so many things, and you just got to hold out until it really hits. Once it really, really hits, you're going to be in a lot better spot. So let's see. Not seeing anything I like. Ooh, Origin. Origin's dope. That's really similar to Genesis, but a little bit easier to recognize. Probably a little bit easier time branding too. Closest to ROI, Equity Haven, Return Path, Capital Haven, Iron Harbor, Stable Point, Origin, Blueprint, Keystone. I don't really like Haven. I like the idea of throwing ROI in there. All right, so let's work backwards a little bit here, guys. Real quick with the names. Are we just wholesaling with the business? It's a website, so we want to generate leads. We want to generate buyers. We need something that's easy to bring both sides of the transaction into us, where they go and they say, I'm going to work with these guys. ROI Haven would push me away if I'm a seller, and it would definitely draw me in as a buyer. Genesis would pull me in for both. Blueprint would pull me in for both. In Blueprint, we would have in my opinion, a really easy way to rebrand if we did want to make it into a community. We did want to sell courses later on. We wanted to have a full community, point A to point B voyage, something like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with the ROI Haven assumption? Doesn't really pool selling clients into it. It pools buying clients for sure. ROI Haven, sweet. Return on investment, get it. That doesn't really say real estate either. I like it, like ROI house. You know what I mean? Something like that. Then you can also go the route of acronyms. You can also go the route of, there's just so many ways we can go when it comes to naming it. So you really just got to think what's most marketable. Think of like Alex Hermosi, right? Acquisition.com. Spot on. Like some of the best branding I've ever seen. Dude, I literally only digest his content now. I'm done with everybody else. Hermosi is the best. He is the fucking man. Like everything he touches now just turns to gold. He's wonderful. But think about that. Acquisition.com, boom, easy. Blueprint.com, boom, easy. Genesis.com, boom, easy. Like one word, kill it down. Both sides coming in saying yes. And yeah, I don't know. We haven't even verified that these are available either. So we'll probably have to find a name and adjust and go from there to make sure it is available. So just for the sake of time today, guys, and us being able to develop this together and you guys seeing why I make decisions, I'm going to actually take a little bit more lead here. So here is our core values: integrity, innovation, service. We exist to redefine the standard of real estate problem solving through innovation, integrity, and empathy driven service. Our mission is to create solutions others miss, lead with transparency in an industry that often lacks it, and build opportunities that genuinely improve the lives of the people we work with. We are committed to becoming the team clients trust when the situation is complex, the stakes are high, and the results matter. I really like Genesis. I don't feel like it fits real estate a ton. I really like ROI Haven. I don't feel like it fits our selling side of transactions a ton. I think Blueprint is very much home real estate centric. I think it's very easy to recognize. Now we just need to find a way to point it towards what we're doing without it directly, in my opinion, saying wholesale. I don't love when things say wholesale. Blueprint acquisitions, I think, would be pretty on point. Something along those lines. Genesis investments. Yeah. It also sounds like it could be trading though, like crypto or financial trading. Blueprint Ventures, Blueprint Group, Blueprint Partners, Blueprint Equity, Blueprint Capital, Acquisitions, Home Solutions, Blueprint Home Solutions. Kind of sounds like you're building or in contracting. Probably avoid that one. Blueprint Collective, Blueprint Global Investments. I get that. Yeah, best for wholesaling specifically, I think, would be Blueprint Acquisitions. It says what we're doing. We're buying and we're selling right away. Blueprint Acquisitions, boom. But you can just call it Blueprint. You can do a DBA and say Blueprint. You know what I mean? Here at Blueprint, here's just what we do. So we're going to go with that. So now I just need a name, values, mission statement, guys. Just kind of show you, hey, this is how we're gonna shape it. If I'm shaping out my business, I want anybody who sees it in all aspects of my specific industry, I want them to see it and have some sort of value in it from us. So if I'm looking at it that way, right? I know my niche is going to be wholesaling acquisition, right? I know my buyer avatar is going to be someone buying the types of deals that I focus on to wholesale. But when you're coming in terms of exposure, you don't want to box yourself in too much, but your marketing is going to be dialed in to your niche. And your niche is your direct target market, your specific area where you are providing the most value, and you're going to refer back to your core values and mission statements to do so. So if I'm like, hey, here's my voice, here's how I operate wholesaling. I operate the best in single family homes in the South. Now I need to tailor it down even more. Am I doing fix and flip? Am I doing creative solutions? Excuse me. What am I doing? And that is really what's going to drive you from point A to point B, and so on and so forth. So with Catalyst Global, the name says it. You're not boxed in. You're not needing to be down south in Florida. You're learning and you're investing and you're wholesaling, and everything else is right kind of in front of you. Whereas this, Blueprint Acquisitions, this is wholesale. I need a website that quickly and easily pools seller leads. Buyers are able to go to it to get deals. And I'd probably leave it at that to start. And I would grow it and figure out which direction to go to from there. So if I'm looking at it as starting out month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? I would tailor it specifically to what I'm good at, and that would be my niche starting. As you grow, your niche will change. Unless you're like super talented operator and from day one you have it figured out, which some people do. Me personally, it took a year to get Catalyst where I actually am like, yeah, I'm proud of this now. Like, I like how my business looks. It's going to take time. So, as a wholesaler, I'm going to have an LLC specifically for the idea of liability purpose. This is what I do. I'm wholesaling, it's liability. I'm going to create an easy lead funnel and an easy way for buyers to submit their buy box. And on the back end, the data point, anytime I have a contract, I'm going to blast it out. That's all I'm going to do. Then as I build it out, grow, have more money to, build out the website and everything, more of a proven process, I typically would either start investing, start teaching, or hiring out and making sure I'm training. So this is where branding becomes the most important portion is you're going to go in, you'll have your logo, you'll have your core values, you'll have your mission statement. Now you're going to select your real branding package, your coloration, what colors you use, your verbiage, your tone. Me specifically, all of my documentation and training materials, my SOPs, my Excel sheets, they all work in the same colors, and it doesn't matter if no one else sees them. It bleeds into everything else, right? But even my Excel sheets have the same font as my emails. It's all the same portion of who I am, and that stuff, it doesn't necessarily have to come off right away to somebody, but it's a subtle subconscious thing that they see, right? And I'll notice it when people have a very well formatted email. It's a different font than the typical system default font. I'll notice very unique email tags at the bottom. Like mine is best Michael. It's not have a great day, Michael. Thanks again, Michael. Or whatever. It's always best, comma, Michael. And that's very intentional. I want people to see the word best and I want them to see my name. But it's a way to say best wishes. You know what I mean? It's very professional, but it comes off a little bit differently. You guys can steal that, use that if you want. That's great. Little subtle touches. Everywhere is really how you get into it in terms of branding. And then you get into your LOIs, your offers, which I always say to you guys is like make sure your LOI is one page, clearly written, super well formatted, no extra redundancies in your writing. Make sure your fonts are on point. You have your header, you have your logo, you have the address perfectly written out. All these little things, it's easier for someone to look at. One, two, it displays confidence, it displays professionalism, and it allows you to, again, little special moments, as I've been talking about a lot lately. It's just another little sprinkle on the cake where you come off a different way. You look differently than what other people are sending. You're not sending a wholesale LOI that someone got from some guru. You're sending something that's tailored specifically to your brand that people aren't going to be able to notice is just a copy and pasted format. And it's only copy and pasted now because you created it. So with our LOI, especially on our new LOI generator, you're going to see that it demands that you add your branding, whether it's a logo or not, but you'll have all these different avenues to create a very unique LOI. Same with your contracts, your signatures, your communications, all these things. You need to be very, very unique and very specific, and you should be referring to your core values and mission statement consistently on it and saying, hey, how do I convey this the best? How do I convey who I am and stand out every step of the way rather than just, hey, it was great talking to you. Here's my LOI, which can be your brand. If that's what you want your brand to be, that's fine. I want my brand to stand out every step of the way, and I'm going to attribute a lot of success we've had to that. Where my name is now starting, oh my God, my mustache is tickling my nose. My name is starting to pull a little bit more weight. It's starting to get recognized by people, and it's because I'm constantly attributing to it. I'm constantly mentioning it throughout every step of what I'm doing because I'm putting it all over. I'm stamping Catalyst all over everything I do, and that ends up creating a brand for you that just with time, with success, with conversations, with networking, with marketing, the more and more you do, the more recognition you get, and the cleaner it is, the more professional it looks, the quicker you get bigger. Right? Intentional actions tend to get intentional results, which is very, very basic to say. It's very typical, but it's so true. So when you are developing your brand, you have to slow it down, establish what you want to look like early, and don't bend on it. Don't get lazy with it. All your stuff should look like that. That's just something I do, and I think Ryan will attest to it. I'm like, Ryan, like, fix up your LOIs, bro. Like, fix them up. And now, like, Ryan, he tags me in all of his LOIs, and I'm like, dude, I love it. Like, I love how it looks. I love how you write your emails. It looks like I did it. And he's not representing Catalyst when he's doing these. He's tagging me in the emails and saying, hey, here's my partner to overview the situation. But his emails look phenomenal. They look like I wrote them. I love it. I absolutely love it. The documentation, the sourcing, everything just looks so good. So that's a huge aspect of it too, is, how you're coming across. And Ryan, would you say you get better response, same response, or more responses even when you send out a more clearly written and well formatted LOI versus what you were doing prior by copy and pasting it into emails? Like, do you think the responses have changed better, worse, stayed the same since you've been making that change? Sure, Ryan can show you. I can show you if Ryan doesn't mind. He might be on a call right now, I'm sure. Usually he types pretty quick. I mean, sure, I can show you guys the difference between my LOIs a year ago to now. It's crazy. Yeah, let's go. I can show you both. So these will be the templates that you guys get. It'll auto input. It'll be really nice. So it's logo. I just don't want to click in because I'm going to show you another one. Logo, your name, entity, phone, email, property address, dead center in the middle, terms, sign. That's it. I mean, this is a rough one. It's not as good as I want it to be, but it's good. So, name, representative, logo, email, website, terms. I did 2 pages because actually I don't like how this one looks. This is a bad example. The spacing is wonky as fuck. But logo, this portion, that does not look good though. Let me find it. Here we go. So this is one Ryan, based off of our template. Look how nice this looks, dude. He just doesn't have a logo, which is fine. You don't need a logo. Buyer name, Ryan. Phone number, email, address, dead center, purchase terms, purchase price, down payment. Here's everything laid out cleanly. This is how much balance there is. This is how much we're going to pay off a month. This is the interest rate, amortization, balloon if there is any, earnest money deposit, inspection period. Ryan, quick feedback. If you have, if any, take that out if you do have it. Take out if any. That's a note for you, not for your LOI. Closing date, inspection period, all contingencies clearly, easily written. This is just copy, paste, throw it in a contract. Closing costs, we can say they're negotiable. I like saying they're negotiable on the LOI unless I'm absolutely confident we can pay them. This allows me to negotiate something a little bit sweeter of a deal for my buyers, which I really enjoy. Signability, non-binding nature, sign, boom. Perfectly clean, super easy to use. Beforehand, Ryan, do you have any before ones? I know I have one in here. So before, Ryan, way back when, see if I can find it. See. Ryan started doing it right. Trying to find the one yet. Ryan, I'm sure you have some email ones. I can't find them. I think I deleted. Me and Ryan email each other apparently. But yeah, he would copy Atlas's LOI, copy and paste it into the email. My jaw's starting to hurt from talking so much. Branding is extremely difficult, you guys. It's not easy. I'm not sharing my screen anymore, am I? It's extremely difficult. It's really hard to stand out, but it's really easy to be consistent, if that makes sense. You are gonna have reiterations, like Ryan said. Doesn't mean Ryan was making mistakes. It doesn't mean he was fucking stuff up. He's just finding a better way to present information. And there's verbiage points that you can use that drive your point across a little bit cleaner. And to me, that's an opportunity to add value to yourself and to how you represent yourself. And you're gonna have to test it. I think a huge part of all this stuff, guys, is like what's gonna get you excited. A lot of the time, like conveying your brand is you're showing people who you are, right? Like my hat logos being different than our logo. Like this is more me. This is more my style. This is what I like. This is who I am. You know what I mean? It's not just Catalyst. It's, hey, if I'm gonna rock a hat, I want it to be sweet. I want it to be a cool hat. I love baseball hats. All right, I love baseball. I'm gonna create a logo for my brand that I can wear that to me looks cooler than the logo we have. Still C for Catalyst. It's still Catalyst. You know what I mean? So understanding that too is the flexibility in it. It's not all set in stone. You're going to try stuff and fail. But if you don't try a bunch of things, you're not going to figure out what works. Like everyone's posting about user generated content, how you have to post reels and all this. I'll post reels and get 1,000 views on it, right? But for me, what works is when I post photos. I post photos with long form text and I'll get like 10, 15,000 views on it. I didn't expect that at all. But the branding and everything when I'm typing and the way I talk are a little bit different, and people like long form and photos. I didn't know that. And it definitely goes against most things I hear via marketing. But what's working for me is a little bit different. I wouldn't know that unless I tried. So there's going to be multiple points within your branding and different marketing techniques that you're going to find see results that you might not expect. And then also, gathering feedback. Like if I gather feedback and people are like, "Hey, this isn't working. I don't like the way that looks," then I should probably keep asking people and see if it's a consensus. If it is, I need to fix it and I need it to be better and I need to ask them questions about the changes before I go public with it. Sergio, I don't dislike that. I don't love it though. It's very vague and it gives them control of the situation. And it's like, it doesn't make me feel like I need to respond to it, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't cotter. It kind of sounds like a robot. "Hey, my name is Sergio. My partners are looking for a property to invest in your listing blank. Caught our attention. Can you please tell us more about the property that we might need to know before the inspection team comes in? Hope to hear from you soon. Best, Sergio." I would say, "Hi, hope your day is going well. I came across your listing at blank. I would love to get in running for an offer." I would view their specific listing and I would create organic questions right away. I wouldn't just be like, "Tell me what you know." Then you're referring to their listing not being proper. So I would look at their listing as a whole, ask direct questions, and say, "Hey, these are my questions." And then from there, I would expand it into underwriting and go from there. But I wouldn't just be like, "Can you please tell us more?" Because even on the phones, when you do that, most agents are like, "Well, what do you want to know?" Or everything's in the listing. So you need to be more specific to actually get a real true response. Excuse me. To get a real true response. And from there, you have to be able to follow up and really manage the conversation in a way that keeps them engaged, but also keeps you flowing from inquiring to offering. Does that make sense? I thought when I set up today's stream, I was like, dude, I could talk about this for days. And now I'm realizing there's no true like blueprint for it. To like tell you guys like, yeah, refer to this, make sure you do this. I mean, it's pretty simple, easily recognizable and unique, right? That's branding. You have to be recognizable, you have to be unique. How you can make those judgment calls is it's a skill, number one, but two, it also has to feel a little different. You have to have an instinct for it. But the common denominator in all of it is you got to have core values, you got to have mission statement, and you really got to be thinking about all the little ingredients that creates the overall product, which is your business. So like colors, like I chose blue or like a deep navy, slate blue, and gold as our colors. I did that intentionally. I wanted to come off elegant. I wanted a little touch of like elite status in my coloration, but I didn't want royalty status like red and gold. And I wanted, innovation touches. And you can put your core values in and find out what colors best represent them. Think of it like a flag for a country. Each flag has colors that represent something. So your brand is your flag. You need it to represent what you're doing and who you are. And then the logo and the design. I mean, that's like, for me, my mind was like a Nike swoosh. You want to be very specific on it, very keystroke. And catalyst, I mean, a globe and a compass. That's it. You know what I mean? It's globe and a compass. Which direction are you going? We're helping you navigate. Wholesaling. That's it. Or real estate, investing. That's the point. It's a compass and it's the world. The globe is because we're global. So very, very simple, but then you design it to make it look a little complex, have, details, depth, coloration that fits to be visually appealing while not being muddy, while not being too much going on. Hence the Nike thing. Adidas, 3 lines. Nike, swoosh, Under Armour. It says a U turned upside down. H. You know what I mean? It looks like an H, but it's Under Armour. It's a U and an A, Under Armour. But it looks like an H, so it's like super recognizable. It says easy to recognize. Puma. It's a Puma. It's a single outline. Look at all these famous, branding logos. Typically, they're extremely simple. I would actually go out and say that Catalyst might be a little too busy, which is why I redeveloped this. You know what I mean? It's just a C. Catalyst, boom. Just a C. That's it. not too busy, easy to wear, easy to see, easy to recognize. So little things like that, it's going to impact, a lot where, you have other logos that people are making where it's just too much going on. That's why I really like a Kohl's logo. I thought Kohl did great. It's a key with a C and B in it. You know what I mean? C plus B properties. Boom. Easy. Super recognizable. Super easy to look at. Whereas a lot of people, they just do way too much. Vector graphics, gradient colors, glowing, and you can't even really recognize what's going on. They got a graph with a house and a leaf and all these different things. It's like, dude, you're doing way too much. So it's just understanding when to say when in a lot of ways. And then if you are doing marketing, it's a whole different world right now. Marketing is always ever changing and evolving and getting more and more complex or more and more simple, but it's really just coming down to getting right in front of the right people and conveying the information the correct way. Trial and error is a huge portion if you're doing it yourself. Hiring out, if you have to hire out, if that's even a point you need to get to. For a lot of people, it's just branding specific things, which I think is on the simpler side for you guys. It's how do my contracts look? How do my LOIs look? How do my text messages look? How do my emails look? And what do I share? What do I say to people? How do I act? If I'm going to underwrite a deal and talk to an agent about underwriting, do you think I'm going to take a picture like this of my computer and send it to them? No, that looks so unprofessional. I would either screenshot it or I would take a screenshot of my calculator, put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, explain this in the simplest terms of why this deal is 0.4% cash on cash return, 13%. I'd find a way to present it differently. It's just thinking about, hey, how are my communications? Are they clear? Are they cut? Are they, transparent and on point, or whatever your core values are? Does everything I do say this? You know what I mean? Like Catalyst's motto is where innovation meets comfort. So we want to be innovative, but we want it to be approachable and comfortable for you to use our innovation. I don't want to be hard to use. I don't want to be difficult, but I do want to be innovative and I do want to be better than other companies. To me, to be better than other companies is to be extremely user friendly, very, very straight to the point, clear, easy. And a lot of companies fail at doing that. And which, when you guys see when we launch this website, you're going to be like, this is the easiest real estate's ever been. And that's intentional. It's all intentional. The way it looks, the way the background's a little bit different than everything else. We reversed our color scheme. We made it different. We made it stand out. We made it look different than other companies in their software. While there might be similarities, it looks different. It feels different. You notice a real dark gold and it just feels kind of private and tailored and tiered and all these different things, and it just gives it more depth and it has a feeling to it. There's more of an interaction with an ecosystem rather than I'm using a website and underwriting a deal. So standing out in different ways all comes to, feel, and like it's when you buy, like when you go and buy a shirt. You know what I mean? If I go to a designer store and the shirt feels the same way as a Hanes shirt, I'm not going to buy it. I want it to feel like money. You know what I mean? I want to feel like it's worth $400 versus, something else. So how you feel is also, what I'm saying, like how you feel to others is part of your product. It's part of your brand. It's part of your service. It's if my interactions are a certain type of way with somebody that doesn't make them feel like my brand is designed, then I need to work on that. I have to work on my LOIs, my offers, my communications, the way I'm chatting, the way I'm emailing, the way I'm calling, when I call, how I answer the phone. All these little steps of what I would call, like in the restaurant industry, steps of service. It's still very relevant in my life. If I know you're working at 5, you get out work at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna call you at 6:15. I'm not gonna call you at 5:15. I'm gonna let you go home, decompress. Hey, wanted to give you some time. How was your day? What's going on? You're my client. I'm thinking for you and about you, not assuming that your schedule adheres and is second to mine. If I'm sending an email and I know I need a response right away, or I'm sending an LOI and I'm excited about the deal and I know there's competition, I'm going to send the LOI and then I'm going to call them right away and say, hey, do you have 5-10 minutes? Can we go over this LOI? I want to show that I'm serious. You know what I mean? So all these little ingredients come together to build your brand, your expectations, and you're setting expectations for yourself, but for other people. You know what I mean when I say that? I don't know if I said that correctly or I'm getting across the point that I'm trying to get. I'm setting expectations that other people are going to have of me for them. So I will say things to other people that I will do it or to expect it from me. And I make sure that I hit those benchmarks, right? Hey, I'm going to underwrite this deal. I will have an LOI sent to you within 45 minutes, and I will call you back and when I send it so we can go over it. Expectations, right? And then while I'm on the phone going over it, knowing my numbers, knowing I'm prepared to talk about it, presenting it in a way that's easy for them to see and also speaks about my brand. So now the entire interaction was exactly my brand. It was exactly what I want my reputation to be known as versus, hey, I sent you an LOI. Did you read it? What's going on? What was the feedback? It's not it. You sound like every other wholesaler. That's why other people's with systems, with operations in place, they're getting deals over you on the same house you're calling, and they go with another wholesaler. You see the deal being sold on marketplace, and you're like, what the fuck? How didn't I land that deal? Where did I do wrong? They had a system, they had communications, they had branding that was better than yours, or they understood it so well that when they talked about it, it sounded more confident and came through a lot better. It's typically going to be one of those things. Does that make sense, you guys? So overall, guys, that's branding in my eyes and what's working for me. Overall, that's a workshop today. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to use of it for content, but hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you got something from it that you needed. Dude, I'm loving the Centurion color, the orange around Ryan's name. It looks sick. What's up, Ryan? What's up? So to reference that deal we did sell, right? So my pitch was, hey, this isn't going to work for me, but I do have a network. And we referenced our network and said, hey, let me shop this. If I can get it done, I'll get it done. I'm pitching it as a solution based operation still. I mean, that's what you're doing. Saying, hey, let me market it out privately. I'm not going to blast your property details, your address, everything out to people. I'm going to talk to people who are equipped to buy this and can utilize it in a way that actually makes some money. It's not going to be it for me. If you're open to it, let's do it. And say, you can meet the buyer. We can vet. I'll try to get you what I can in terms of set up right, money, and this, that, the other. But we need to have those terms locked in if I'm going to be able to talk to somebody about it. And then just do it. I'd do that. That's what we did. And we walked them through the process, and we were able to get the deal sold, which is great. And then on buying side, just because you asked the question, and it made me think of like, a little bit more branding stuff and more operation wise was, all the buyers I'm talking to are saying no. I'm making sure to have more conversations with them and get on the phones with them and say, hey, like this one didn't work. That sucks. But how do I get one to work with you? How do I show my company's value to you? So that's another big point too, is what you're saying on the selling side and on the buying side is what's the follow up? What's the follow through? How do we turn a no into a yes when the situation is telling us no and it's actually not the buyer or the seller telling us no? So for everyone listening, that to me is a huge point of that I've seen success from. I mean, most of our deals was that situation where we're talking to a seller and it's solution based. The deal in DC, our biggest assignment ever, was that situation. It took 2 months to sell the deal, and they were cool with it. Ryan, our deal, same thing was, hey, this is the reality of the situation. It's going to take a very specific operator and buyer to buy your house. I can find them. I just need time. Yep. Cool. Yeah, you got it. I mean, let's say that. Say that. Just be on the coolest part about anybody who is actually successful is they will tell you when they don't know and then they will go figure it out. They will go figure out a solution and come back and get shit done. Yeah. Oh, it's accountability. Like in that, like I didn't do anything for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, like yeah. I mean, hey, we made some money together and you just got an awesome job and now the biggest thing, which is really cool to me, is you're able to accept a promotion, bring on new responsibilities and accountabilities, and you still have the time management skills to dedicate to a side hustle like wholesaling and still dedicating to your wife and still focusing on helping your mom with a property, buying a property and your family and friends and all this stuff. So what's cool is, yeah, your skill set grew. Awesome. But the flexibility in your life as a result of it, not to mention a higher income, a supplemental income, and all these other things, but you have time, you're getting more shit done, you're making more money. Just based off of changing a few things in your mind. So it's very, I mean, like case study type of results, in my opinion. that you hear about with people when it comes to like, I don't want to use the word discipline, but that's kind of what it is, where it's like systems and discipline, where people talk about it so much, and a lot of operations and a lot of operators don't ever actually see it because they don't ever actually apply that discipline or revise their way of thinking. So it's cool. It's nice to hear a success story out of it. Yeah, no, don't box yourself in. Yeah, like a lot of people, like roles, accountability, and expectations end up boxing them in and actually hurting them more. That was like a huge thing that I really wanted to get as part of like the Catalyst branding and my expectations I set with the calling team. As you heard, is like I will not box you in, because if I do, I change your personality. If I change your personality, I lose what makes you unique, and if I lose what makes you unique, then I just have someone trying to be me, and you can't be me. I can't be you. And it's very much the same mindset in any business or any operations or branding or anything. The more you box yourself in, the harder things get. And the less personality you have in it, and to me, in my opinion, the less chance of making an impact. Now, there's definitely an avenue for very direct and intentional action and how you do things. And if you have a very specific niche, then stick in it, especially if it's working, yes. But in that, your niche shouldn't feel like a box, especially if your skills and your time frame or time allowances, rather, say you can do more. It's all very interesting to me, especially coming from restaurants too, where like I went from working down to the minute to now I don't work down to the minute anymore, because I was so sick and tired of being boxed in. It was constant. Every minute had to be tailored to a very specific goal. And if I wasn't down to it on the minute, people felt it and they didn't like their experience. If someone waits at the door for 18 minutes versus someone who waits at the door for 18 seconds, how do you think that impacts their dining experience? And they might wait for 18 minutes if I didn't do something properly down to the minute before my shift started, because I had control of everything, the whole ecosystem. And that applies to everything. And now it's like I took myself out of the boxes that were confining me. And, those boxes might have been short staff or budgets, or, having to be short staffed because of budgets or food restriction or late deliveries, what have you. And now it's very tailored and systemized to a point where time is what I allow it to be, not something that controls me. And that's a privilege, absolutely, but it's also something that you earn through your work and through your own personal discipline. And that's why I'm congratulating you on it as well, is, to be able to take on another role, still enjoy your time with your wife, still be able to do all the things that you signed up for on your side hustle and bring in more money. And essentially, your time doesn't seem to be super critically affected at all. And I'm sure it's only going to get better as you go. And, businesses have seasons as well. I'm sure you'll have a 2, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month period in your business where it's very busy. Every business has seasons. But overall, that's awesome. I mean, I'm excited to talk to you a year from now and hear what it's really like. And if you really systemize the wholesaling stuff, you just essentially free up more time in your personal life now. So you have like a tiered system of time and priority, and it's cool to know that you're looking at all of it and you're recognizing it too. Sweet, dude. Well said. Well, I think we'll probably do episode 3 either tomorrow or Thursday. So thanks for coming in today, guys, interacting, talking with us, all that jazz. But if nobody else has anything, I'm gonna jump into my 2 to 4 p.m. time frame here and get working on some other stuff. I did get an update. It sounds like the website's going to be ready to launch tonight, aside from a few features that we're going to work on over the week. So it sounds like we'll be able to access a lot of new stuff today. So if you guys are ready for the launch, I'll probably launch today or maybe tomorrow. Yeah, he does. It worked. He's like, I'm working nonstop on it now. It's pretty great. Oh, I ended up being more. Yeah, that was the psychology of what I offered him. It'll look a lot better once I sent him a whole page of edits to do. Once he does that, it'll be way more brand specific and a little bit more tailored to what we're doing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep launch to Thursday, honestly, because the calculator I need to run through and be like super pristine on it. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not touching anything right now though. I'm like hands off. I just want to admin it and let him be the developer on the backside. Yeah. Yeah.